You are listening to the Cigar Noise Boys. Laid in the hot joints, taking the pills. In walked the sheriff from Jericho Hill. He said, Willie Lee, your name is not Jack Brown. You're the dirty hack that shot your woman down.
It's Johnny Cash, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, I was like, wait, there's a cigar after that. Who made that song? Yeah, it's Johnny Cash. Yeah.
Cocaine Blues.
Oh, okay.
That's where Juarez is in that song. Jericho Hill and Willie Lee.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, did you know that the Juarez was
the rap Tourette's worked? It's not just rap; it's fucking rock Tourette's, jazz Tourette's.
Jazz, yeah. My grandpa was a big Johnny Cash fan. I think I said this on the podcast. No, Johnny Cash, idiot.
No, I was quoting the B movie.
The what movie?
Forget it. The B movie.
Don't know what that is.
You like jazz?
Oh, the bee. The literal movie about bees?
Yeah, remember there was a meme going around? Like,
no.
Every time they said bee, it sped up.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I saw that YouTube video.
Oh my god, all right. Go on, do the intro.
Tyler. What's up, Cigar Noise Boys? Dom and Tyler. Joined this week by Alex. I believe is your Instagram Benchmade. Tyler called you Benchmade, so that's how I know you.
No, Benchworks. Don't get me. Don't get me copyright infringed by the that other family that has Benchmade. Benchworks.
I always say Benchmade cigars.
Benchmade, not a sponsor. Not a sponsor, but could be.
Sponsor, yeah.
Speaking of sponsors.
Yeah, Cigar Noise. Nice job, Tyler. Check out Dave West. All he does with Small Batch, putting together emails, interviews, blind reviews. Check out my thoughts as well as some other of our reviewers on Small Batch. Dave West is awesome. Tyler, did you see our top blind review list or sampler pack?
Yeah, there was no Romacraft on there, so I will not be buying it.
Well, here's the thing. We've only done one Romacraft, and it's kind of a dead giveaway when you have the foot, the slightly exposed. Which ones don't?
Okay. What about the Baca? What about the Aquitaine? What about the Cro-Magnon?
Okay, well, drop into Dave's DMs. That'd be good. This last week we did was it Azul de Oro by Crown Heads?
Yeah,
I might be saying the name all wrong. And even before the review, from what I've heard, it's kind of like the Le Pitassier. You either really like it or you have a terrible experience. One or the other.
Where is it made?
Noxa.
And Noxa. That I'm curious to try the new stuff made at Noxa.
Yeah, it's a shame that the experience wasn't that great for me. I didn't have any construction issues per se, but it was a lot stronger than I had expected. I didn't think it was bad though.
Are you? You're inside, right? So, is anybody here smoking?
I'm smoking.
What are you smoking, Alex?
So I'm not smoking Romacraft as I should be smoking Romacraft, but I'm smoking Aeroa 20th anniversary series, or I don't know how they're called, but we're gonna start making Bois again soon. So I'm smoking a lot of Honduran cigars, especially Hamastron centered. So to kind of,
Nice. We just got more Anemoy by La Galera in the shop.
Oh, nice. That's good.
I think, is that broadleaf and is it Honduran guts?
If from what it actually invented the tripa, so it is guts.
Nice.
From what I understand, Anemoy is all Dominican fillers and broadleaf wrapper.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking of the Cameroon one, the Jade Imperial, or the
Imperial Jade,
called.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
oh yeah,
Alex,
go on with your introduction though. I don't know if you have more.
Alex, I've never met you. I don't think Tyler knows you. So how do you know each other, and what's your cigar life like?
True dark connections. No, I don't know. I mean, we've been following each other on Instagram for years. I don't know how long Tyler's been following me. I've been following Tyler for at least 5 years, 6 years. And I was making cigars back then just by myself in Canada, you know. And he would follow my stuff. We would laugh at each other's funny posts and shit. So, and now you know, now I consider him a friend. I mean, we don't know each other that well, but I have a lot of respect for him. So
nice.
That's about how we know each other. That's the story.
but we had followed each other for a while, and then we would just like you would be like, you know, you show like some stuff you're rolling or new tobacco. I'd be like, oh, dope, you know, or I'd be in Esteli and hanging out with somebody or doing something. You're like, oh, cool, you know, kind of like that. And then we finally got to meet in person last April or May. Yeah, April. And it was funny because I heard you, I knew you moved down there, and I knew you were working for Oliva. And then but like you don't post a ton of, like, I don't even know if there's any pictures of you on your profile, so I wasn't 100% sure what you look like. So Joe introduced me, Baxter Cigars told me you were around, and then I saw another gringo down there that Joe was hanging out with, and I thought it was you. And Joe's like, no, that's not Alex, that's I forgot the guy's name, the guy with the long hair. Kevin, yeah. He's like, no, that's not Alex. I'm like, well, you can see the resemblance just because there's facial hair. Yeah, so it was awkward, you know, but you know, and then we met in person. It felt like I've known you forever. But it was just somebody to geek out with about tobacco.
No, I felt the same way, you know. There's people you meet in your life, and you just know you fuck with them, you know. And you're one of them. The bromance.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex, I don't think you've said it actually yet, but what are you doing actually in did I say actually twice? Nicaragua. What do you do?
So actually in
for
Nicaragua,
for real,
right?
FRFR.
Exactly. Right now I work as on paper it says manufacturing consultant for Romacraft. So basically my job consists of making sure that everything is done the way Skip wants it done. So I'm his eyes when he's not there, and I take care of all these things that he shouldn't really be taking care of because his brain is better working on to better things, you know.
Cool.
I make sure that I try at least to make sure that he can focus on the future and not, you know, present BS or stuff like that, you know.
Nice. And how long have you been? Sorry, my Wi-Fi is bad. How long have you been in Esteli?
I've been in Esteli only a year now, because I got brought by Oliva. Thank you very much to Benoit Pirard, a Belgian tobacco man, young guy about our age. He was working for himself. He was from Mombacho, then working for himself, growing tobacco and inventing tobacco, and then he ended up working for Oliva. And when he was leaving Oliva, he needed a replacement, and he knew I was, you know, management and doing management and construction, so I knew, you know, managing people and processes and workflow and things like that. And I was making cigars and used tobacco. So and I spoke.
Alex, pause for a second. Tyler, is his audio choppy for you, or is it just my Wi-Fi sucking?
Your Wi-Fi sucks. It was fine, and he was going good, and then when you interrupted him, it got a little choppy. So I don't.
y'all too funny.
No, it's
not funny. It's unprofessional.
You got better Nicaraguan Wi-Fi than Dom does, and he's in the Bay Area, which is like fucking
Silicon Valley.
Yeah. So, anyways,
shout out Baxter's fucking Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, he's got. I didn't know he had Wi-Fi. I thought last I knew I thought it was cut. I didn't know he got it back.
No, he has it. Yeah, he got it back.
What else can you get for cheaper in Nicaragua than the States? Trivia.
What, dude? Your phone service. I mean, so phone services are fucking expensive. Food. The thing is, like, if you go to grocery stores, it'll feel a little cheaper than the States, but truly not that much. But
Maybe
if you go to the market, say what?
My bad. I said it was a bad, poorly posed question because I had just one thing in mind. I was going to bring up. Since you've been down there for a year, have you heard of the egg prices in the States? I think it's just the States that we're having this egg shortage.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the memes. Like, if you want to pull bad bitches, you better be bugging lots of eggs and shit.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. We haven't felt it here, but the inflation is felt really strongly by the people here because cost of living is truly growing compared to how much people are being paid.
Yeah, so fucking Dom needs to stop interrupting you, especially if his Wi-Fi is not working. You were talking about Benoit got a job with somebody. Benoit was working for Mombacho, and then he started growing his own tobacco, and then he was working for Oliva, and then he needed to hire somebody, and that's where you came in. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, and I mean, big shout out to Benoit, not because he got me into the industry. I mean, this I'll be forever thankful, but regardless, big shout out to Benoit because man, the story of this guy, he struggled to build his peer industry by himself, and he really did it well. He was doing things well, but he didn't want to stay too much in Nicaragua that much longer. So that's why he joined Oliva and then went from Oliva to Jay Cortez, and he's in Jay Cortez right now, and I'm sure he's doing great because he's a company man. He's kicking ass. But
where's he living now?
He's living in Belgium now, but he's traveling to Indonesia, Brazil, Sri Lanka, all kinds of tobacco countries or tobacco processing countries, like because he's basically really high up in the tobacco buying and sourcing for machine-made cigars for Jay Cortez. It's it represents 500 million machine-made cigars, great machine cigars, like very well manufactured machine cigars. So
Alex, point of clarification, I'm a teteacher, so I'm a bad listener.
I didn't stay with Oliva that long. I stayed 10 months about. For personal reasons, nothing bad. It's it was not a dirty split or whatever. It was just a.
Yo, I'm lagging hardcore, Alex.
And then when I was a free agent with no job, I explored a couple opportunities and thank you very much to Skip Martin and Mike Rosales. I'm part of Romacraft now. I'm very, very happy. So it's a lot of fun, lots of learning. Every day I fucking learn. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Nice. Alex, point of clarification. You started with Oliva. Is that the Oliva cigar or Oliva tobacco?
Oliva cigars. I was I was part of the fermentation. I don't like to say that word, higher management, but fermentation, higher management. Basically, like me, Benoit, and Margarita were supervising all of filler fermentation for Oliva. It was like 4 million pounds of filler, and then at the end of my stint, what you want to call it, they put me as an administrator of the big pre-industry project they just presented at Pure Sabor Las Mistas. So I started touching wrapper tobacco, for fermentation too, right? So I got to play with that. So big quantities of tobacco, big quantities of people, and great teams. It's a great organization. It's a tight ship. It was fun to be part of the team.
Nice. So what's your like goals for down there? Like, what do you to see where everything takes you and just learn as much as you can? Or do you
definitely learning?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely learning. Definitely keep learning. I mean, I have lots to learn. My me being with Romacraft is it being part of a smaller company. It's not like you can just come in and come out. And even at Oliva, it was not my goal. It just a certain situation arise, right? But for now, I mean, because everybody's like, hey, when you're going to start your brand? And I'm like, listen, I still have a lot to learn, and I still have a lot I want to just do. And just in Romacraft, I mean, I have, man, don't even tell me about less than 5 years of Romacraft. I mean, it's a long-term thing. So so it's just making Roma, adding as much as I can to the team for making Roma as good as it can possibly be, because Roma is awesome and we want to keep it awesome, and there's always room for improvement, and that's what we're pushing for.
What's your favorite Romacraft cigar?
I fell in love with Romacraft with the first Romacraft cigar I smoked, and it wasn't Neanderthal. But I'm gonna tell you, like, the one I always just kind of go back to is a Cro-Magnon, the broadleaf knuckle dragger. I always go back to that. Always, 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 always. But I mean, fuck, man. Like, Oliva makes great cigars, but just smoking Oliva, I was sometimes I was a little tired. I kind of like smoking other things, and I would blend my own cigars at Oliva to kind of get something in palate. But man, right now at Roma, I'm never fucking bored smoking Roma, because there's I feel like there's more diversity a little bit in the blends, and I know they just suit my palate a little bit better. So
that's funny you say that too, because like, I mean, I'm in Austin. There's a lot of great cigar shops in Texas. There's a lot. You can pretty much get any cigar you want, and just the ones I keep going back to are Romacraft. It's I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just when you make only 1 million, 1.2, 1.3 million cigars a year, you can really focus on it, and I think you can tell the difference. And I don't know. I mean, I smoke other brands, but it's 95% Romacraft. So, and I love that it's such a diverse portfolio.
It's like it all tastes the same and it all tastes different. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it all tastes like Roma, and it all has those core tobaccos that kind of shares, but there is a lot of different, like, I don't ever feel like I'm smoking the same thing. But it's funny you're saying, like, oh, I'm in Austin, I have any cigars I want, because I remember listening to a Skip interview like years ago, and he was like, oh, I can have any cigar I want, but I just, even when I go to a shop, even when I'm visiting a shop, I'll buy my own cigar just because I feel like smoking aroma. And at first I thought it was like, oh yeah, right, like, sales guy kind of thing to say. But man, like, being myself in that situation, even myself, I'm like, oh, I want to roll right now. Like, it's kind of funny. And I'm really not saying that I work there, because I'm not I don't like to BS. So,
well, it's like, I was with Nick Melillo, and I was asking him,
cool
like,
guy.
Yeah, great guy. One of my mentors, and this really,
friend of the show.
Great, yeah. And I was asking him, like, what do you smoke anything else? And he said he literally, like, only smokes Foundation. And I gave him 2 of my all-time favorite cigars. He put both of them out. He's like, I hate this. I don't like this at all. I'm like, these are legitimately, like, I know these are good cigars. It's not just me. Like, I'm not the only one who buys them. Like, they sell a lot of them. They're boutique cigars, but he knows what he likes, and it's his stuff, and the thing with Skip, though, like, he's one of the rare brand owners that will try other stuff, and he's not afraid to tell you if it's good, or if it's okay or it's bad. But a lot of people,
that's why I miss it. No BS.
Yeah. So it's like either you like that or you don't, so. But I was gonna say too, like, thinking about like
smoking different stuff, like I'll be smoking different stuff, and like we went, because I had to go to Austin for the interview. I mean, I had to. Boo-hoo, poor me, right?
Yeah.
I went to Austin for the interview, and on the way back, we had a flight delayed, so we had to stay in Houston, and then we went to H-Town, right? Jorge. And we're just doing homework. Like, he's walking around buying all kinds of different cigars, and I'm walking around buying all kinds of different cigars. And it's not like we're gonna do a show for each other. Like, that's just what he does, and that's just what I do too. Like, I love smoking different stuff. But truly, what fills my palate is narrowing down. The longer I've been a smoker, the more I'm like, every time I go to a humidor, I'll buy a bunch of shit to try it. But really, if I know I want something that list narrow down more and more and more.
Do you have particular tobaccos that you like to smoke? Like I know you did. I mean, you did some blending and rolling up in Canada. I know you did some blending on your off time and rolling, and at Oliva. Is there certain tobaccos? Maybe not like something like, oh, I love like Habano, but like, is there like a filler leaf that you like to put in every? Cause you'll read some brand. I can't think of any offhand, but they put this filler in every cigar. Like I think Luciano, there's a filler leaf he uses a lot in most of his blends. Like, is there a tobacco that really that you're drawn to, or like a varietal or priming or whatever that you're fond of?
Luciano has a murderous trifecta, man. He has those free tobaccos, and I mean, he plays around those a lot, and he does a killer job with that. I find good blenders. They kind of find their spot. They have a couple tobaccos they always play with, and they around the time. And they're always tobaccos that really complement each other and bring a complexity or flavor. The tobaccos I really like, I'll tell you, because I like all kinds of tobacco. I like all kinds of cigars. I like mild, medium, strong, everything, you name it. I like smoking different stuff all the time. Pueblo Nuevo is my favorite Nicaraguan filler. Not to smoke by itself. I prefer smoking Esteli Ligero by itself, for example. But Pueblo Nuevo, if there's a tobacco, if I had to have like only a limited amount of variety of tobaccos to work with, I would definitely always want Pueblo Nuevo to be in there.
Okay.
Pasmata is a farm that Gilberto Oliva bought. I mean, I think it used to be owned by the Padrones or something. I heard all kinds of stories, so I'm not going to blabber about things I don't know about. There's this strip of, I can't tell you the size of the farm exactly, but there's this strip in Jalapa of farm, and it's called Pasmata. And that fucking tobacco is only from that farm tastes that way. It tastes like if Jalapa had, it's just the Jalapa to me. You can smoke it by itself and be fulfilled. That's another tobacco I'm really obsessed with. Esteli, everybody loves Esteli, so I'm not gonna bore you with this. Ometepe, always really fun to put a pinch of in blends. Mexican binder is almost the binder I almost always go for, because it really, as a binder, it's really, you can do a lot with it as a binder. And when it comes to wrappers, obviously, broadleaf is really special. But what's really, really the most incredible wrapper to me, and it's really rare, is a proper, thick, well-fermented Mata Fina from Brazil.
Oh.
That or Brazilian Habano, which I think they call it, I forgot what they call it. They call it like Cubita or something, but Cubita's in Colombia. There's a name for the Habano in that they grow in Brazil. But any of those two wrappers, Mata Fina or Brazilian Habano, just straight fire as a wrapper. Like incredible tobacco.
Can you think of a cigar that uses Brazilian Habano? Or company?
The Ave Maria. There was one Ave Maria that used. I know the Fuegos, J Fuego, like the guy who makes the cigars, J Fuego, his father grows tobacco in Brazil, and he grows that Habano. The La Flor Dominicana uses that Habano, that Brazilian Habano, but I forgot what they use it in. But I remember talking with Tony, and he was like telling me about that tobacco. I forgot what blend is it in, but they use that. And Mata Fina, you can think of like Bellas Artes Major, Matafina is the binder on the Liga number 9. I mean, it's more and more rare cigars with real beautiful thick Matafina, but the Wonderlust is Matafina wrapper. So,
kind of a quick segue. I just want to bring this up. You mentioned the Bellas Artes by AJ, the Maduro specifically. One of the guys at my shop gave an Olmec to somebody, the Olmec Maduro, and it was blind, so he took the band off, and he thought it was the Bellas Artes Maduro, and I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna do a side by side to figure out the differences, but
wow, it's riveting.
Yeah, apparently they taste alike, and the guy didn't know that it was AJ tobacco, but I guess he smoked more than a few cigars.
So I'm just gonna say a little twist here. So the Bellas Artes Maduro, you guys know what the binder is on that? Because I know, but
No.
you guys know what the binder is?
I do not know.
It's San Andres. And the Olmec is San Andres wrapper.
Yeah.
So maybe the secret binder on Olmec is Matafina. And given it comes from AJ and maybe has a couple fillers in common between the wrapper being the binder and binder being the wrapper, maybe they're twin brothers, not twin brothers.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
you don't know.
Both from AJ. That's right.
Yeah. So I don't know what Olmec has as a binder, but
I just said Nicaraguan.
Maybe secretly it's Matafina.
Yeah. I smoked an AJ branded cigar in forever. I need to, because you can get some really good deals on them. I want to try like the Cameroon joint. The what?
And they're really good cigars. I mean,
yeah. It just I'm curious to see what happens, because my friend she's been on the pod, Laurel, got hired with AJ in the States, so we'll see how that goes. I wish her the best of luck. But she was the face of Macanudo for SCG, so we'll see what. Yeah, see how she does.
The face of Macanudo, impressive.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see how much you can weasel off of her, right?
No.
I'm just joking.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that then, because if that's a cheaper version of the Olmec, I'll save myself a lot of money.
I'm gonna say this about AJ branded cigars. That's just my opinion. They're always cheaper than what they're worth, I find. Like listen, that's just my opinion. Like everything that's for AJ by AJ, great price point and great quality. Like,
so do you have any small factories or any up and coming brands or anything? Because you're in Esteli, like, is there anything on the horizon any names we should be on the lookout for?
Well, last year, what really impressed me was that Luciano did straight bangers. But yeah. I mean, everybody knows about Luciano, so it's not like an upcoming secret. But I gotta give him respect that the straight bangers, man, Massignus, Maria Lucia, you name it. Up and coming. Have you guys heard of Raymond Pages?
I don't think so.
So Raymond is a Cuban guy. I think he's exactly my age. I think he's like 29, and he used to be AJ's chief of production, if I'm not mistaken. And he worked with AJ for years. And they're like kind of family. I don't know how they're related, but but basically he's at his factory now for like 4 years or something. And I gotta say, like, I smoked a couple of from his factory, and he is on fucking point with like construction and quality is supreme. The blending is pretty good, but like, to make cigars that well, physically made, just that alone is like a feat. And there's no bad tobacco in it. It tastes like a proper premium cigar. So he's might be the guy you haven't heard, but deserve to be talked about. But the thing is that when you're down here, you mix less and less with people. It's like the people mix more on the state end. Here, it's like people have their guards and everything. Noel Roja, I mean, he gave me a couple cigars the other day, and he's doing some good stuff. But you guys definitely know
Where'd you
about
meet
him already.
him at?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him at?
Just at work, like I went to visit him at his factory. We talked about tobacco, like, hey, we have this, we could switch it for that, because he knows Skip, so I went to this factory, like, because I was next door, and I just went to see if he was there, and he happened to be there. So
Nice.
Yeah, I was on
he's
a
making some good
Zoom.
cigars.
I was on a Zoom with Noel Rojas 2 weeks ago, and somebody asked him what cigars he smokes other than his own, and he said Roma Craft and Foundation.
Oh, damn.
Awesome. Awesome.
Is
I
this
gotta go bring him
factory? Oh, go on. Is this factory near Nicasueño, or is it by the bodegas?
It's in between us and the bodegas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like right next to El Tizon. El Tizon is like a grill place in Esteli. It's cheap and very good food on the main street. So you can't miss factory. There's a big R, and it says Roja Factory, all illuminated with big columns and everything. So it's on the main street.
Cool.
Nice.
And now you can't miss the bodegas, because we got it all painted by Jesse Flores. That big #1 bodega pre-industry, bodega 3, bodega 4, and big, the entrance of the city. So now we're a little loud now, but all in good taste.
When I was down there in April and May, I saw the first bodega. Are the other ones near that one?
Yeah, they're all stuck to each other. There's like 6 bodegas, and we have 3 of the 6. We have one. Then there's some kind of a styrofoam product store, and there's bodega 4. So #1 has phones in it, bodega 3 has a wrapper in it, and bodega 4 has filler in it, and has a little office space and kid stuff.
Nice.
So we got all bodegas. Now they're all stuck together basically.
Okay. And then Dom wasn't on before, but we were talking about Puro Sabor. Do you want to talk about that? What impressed you? What could be worked on, or is it worth somebody to come down there for it, or what's your opinion?
Yeah, man, it's definitely worth people coming, and I think the more people come, the more it's fun. It's kind of like a house party, where it's like it could be an awesome house, but when you first get there and there's only like 2-3 people, you feel awkward. But then all of a sudden, there's 100 people in the house party and it's lit. Like, so I saw people be there as the people that toured, people that weren't of the industry. I like to see more. I mean, I'm new in the industry. Who gives a shit about my opinion? But I'll still share it. This is my first Puro Sabor. I was impressed. I was like, oh, this is nice. It's well organized. The food is good. There's cigars. Everybody in the industry is there. But people have told me, no, listen, Alex, there used to be more people. There used to be more industry people. So whoever hears this and is in the industry, I think we all need to make the effort to be there. I mean, I say that, and then I had tickets for Thursday from Works. But well organized, very impressive, and cool to see the industry together.
Quick question about the factory. From what I've seen Skip post, I think it's at the end of the year. There's like a deep cleaning period. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Twice a year.
Is that standard across like all the factories, or is that more specific to Roma Craft?
No.
Nicasueño?
No. I would tell you it's definitely not standard across all the factories, because I've been with when I was at Oliva on a weekend, I was a friend of a friend who has a little factory and buys tobacco wherever he can find tobacco. And we went to look at tobacco at some place, at some bodega, and I swear to God, there was bats flying in the bodega over pilons. I kid you not. Yeah, man, I kid you not, there was bats flying over the pylons. So I was like, yeah, definitely not everybody's like Skip, keeping the place clean. But a lot of factories keep very clean. You know, big organized companies, they have a steady routine of cleaning. You know, every day they do this, every week they do that, every month they do that, and on and on and on. You know, I mean, for Oliva, I remember at Oliva it was crazy. Every weekend they were cleaning all the filters of all the air systems. Every single day they were cleaning. Like it was, you know, there's a lot of cleaning when there's tobacco, so a lot of game with that. Most people are. Most people are. We take, you know, like we said, everybody has steps they do every day and every week and every month, and we do that all the time. But there's a Semana Santa, which is Easter. There's a week off, so that's when we take advantage of pushing everything aside, cleaning everything super clean, and the same we do at Christmas. And at Christmas, when everything stops, we also do inventory, because you like to do inventory when nothing's in movement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shop I work at's doing inventory. I know it's different, but this upcoming weekend, but I'm gonna be out of town for it.
Where you going?
Visit my folks. Check out some yard sales, probably.
Wait, so where do you live now, and where does your family live? Your parents and stuff?
I'm in San Jose, Bay Area,
Uh-huh.
and my parents are north, so just I'd say like 2 hours, maybe an hour north of Napa.
Oh, nice, awesome.
Wine country.
Yeah. I love wine. Okay, so you're not too far. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a driving distance for sure.
Nice.
Have you tried the Fiorello wine?
Dude, it's fucking good, man.
All right.
Because I had to be there when they shipped it. Because when I went for the interview, that's when they shipped it. And the day they open a bottle of the white and a bottle of the red, and they're both pretty fucking good. And I'm not a freaking wine connoisseur, but I like wine. And I mean, I'm good enough to just say if something pretty good or pretty bad or whatever. And that shit is good, man. That's some solid wine.
Nice. I got a bottle of each, and I haven't opened them up yet. But
what are you gonna do with them? Valentine's Day?
Alyssa likes wine.
You're gonna make sangria with it?
Maybe a mimosa.
Oh my goodness!
Please.
When are you coming up to Austin again?
Absolutely no idea. Really no idea. I don't know if I'm gonna be at PCA. I mean, I hope so. It's been a dream of mine. I've never been to PCA. I think I will be. I mean, being part of Roma and everything. And so maybe on the way to PCA, I'll pass by the office. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I mean, looking forward. Texas is nice, man. I like Austin. I like Texas, and you know, good people up there. So it's always fun to go by.
Yeah, man,
Alex.
you live in the dream, man. I wish. Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Happy for you.
Hey, Alex, do you have your hands anywhere near the Viso Horny cigar?
Dude, can I touch them physically, or do I have anything to do with?
Do you have anything to do with them?
I mean, I secretly hold, you know, with a dog and a wizard, the secret recipe. It's guarded in it's in a basement, in a dirty danger vestally.
What's a bats in that basement?
Hey, if you get bored, Alex, make a couple of them with a San Andreas binder and see how it tastes.
I'm curious to try that, dude. Like, to be honest, dead honest, and that's not to say like, oh, I work a lot, I'm so special or whatever, dude. I've worked so fucking much since I'm part of Roma. I haven't even had a chance to I have a list of things I want to blend, a list of betoons I want to try and things for myself. And like, I haven't had a single time. Today, Skip told me I look like a bum because I haven't shaved my beard. So, like, I would love to work on that for you. I have a blend I would like to do, lightweight heavy. There's all kinds of stuff I'd like to do, but right now I'm like super busy. I barely have time for myself, to be honest.
When you get a chance, just swap out the binder, because you're saying how much you like the San Andreas binder. Swap her out and see what she does.
What you got Cameroon binder right now, right?
Correct.
Tyler, is that knowledge you want in the?
You heard that penny noise? That's the money it costs you to use a Cameroon binder.
That's so. Oh yeah.
It was literally a penny that fell on my pocket, but it was a perfect timing.
Pretty penny.
Tyler, you okay with that information out there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You got broadleaf wrapper on there.
Yeah, broadleaf wrapper.
Because if
some
you do
filler.
Okay, if you do, don't give out. If they want to piece it up, let them piece it up between the 50 episodes, not all in a 5-second clip.
Watch out, man! People are spying, man. People are conspiring.
They're good. I would conspire too.
My personal thing is if you use broadleaf and San Andreas, it's like a big chocolate bomb. So it's gonna mute a lot of the fillers. I think you're better off with the coin toss tobacco.
All right. Well, in 6 months when you have time.
Yeah, exactly.
Swap them out.
I'll do that for you. In 6 months I can. Right now I won't.
Yeah.
Oh man. But if you come down here, I mean, I guess I'll have to, because I'll feel forced to take care of our very important client.
Yeah.
So, and that might include having to bring the clients to going out and for very fancy dinners. So, clients right?
Yeah, makes sense.
We're waiting for you here. That's basically the message.
Nice.
Is he going some motorcycle rides?
Yeah,
he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to ride the motorcycle because I can't ride it. So,
Tyler, Tyler, was that Gus Cura who yelled at you for riding the motorcycle?
Yeah.
And that was him. The Nick did the video of when he was doing all the stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that video is so fucking funny.
That video is hilarious. Yeah.
Big fan of tongue and face stretches. Jack LaLanne.
I really missed
that.
Stuff.
Dude, the face stretches was the cherry on top, man.
Yeah.
So Don, when are you coming to Nicaragua so I can meet you, not virtually?
Man, I don't know.
He's married, so never.
I teach, so I do get summers off. But we have some projects lined up this summer. I don't know, maybe some in the future, but not the immediate future.
Have you been to Nicaragua?
I have not. I took French in high school, so I would have to get Duolingo downloaded my phone again and spend some time on that.
See.
Oh, Tyler, I had a Spanish question. Dang it, I forget what it was.
No soy.
Okay, I got it.
Are you talking about your latte? No soy?
Nice.
No, I am.
Tyler, this is for you, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but this is your Spanish question of the day. On a box of Plasencia cigars, the Plasencia Reserva Original, the back of it says Hecho con Orgullo instead of Hecho Hermano. What does Orgullo mean?
Can you spell it for me?
I don't know. Okay. Or Orgullo.
I have no idea.
Orgullo.
Say it one more time, Alex.
Orgullo.
Orgullo. What does it mean?
I believe
it's
it means
it's like a topping at Chipotle.
Topping at Chipotle.
It's avocado. I believe
exactly.
made with
Orgullo
pride.
is pride.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I had to look that up because I'd never seen anything other than Hecho Hermano.
you know what? You know what chisma is?
Like machismo.
Chisma. It's like if you're gossiping, it's like the tea, but that's Spanish. It's in Spanish too. But that's slang.
Yeah, it's like what's the gossip? ¿Qué está el chismo? ¿Qué está el chisme?
Yeah.
Están chismeando. Like they're gossiping. Chisme.
There you go. All right, Dom, you got any more questions for my good friend Al?
No, I think I mean, you did most of the question asking today, but I think I'm out of them.
You have nothing. Well, you have you have one shop topic at the
Okay.
shop. Bologna.
Aloni, real quick before that, Alex. So Easter, you said you're doing another deep clean. Are you as busy during that time period, or is it a little bit of a kind of vacation?
I mean, when I was at Oliva, I would have that week off, but now with Romacraft, it's actually when we're more busy because it's out, moving, clearing that, bringing the painters. So I'm basically calling the contractors. I mean, for December it was a lot of work to clean and paint everything, but it was all worth it, man. It was factory looking good. But the bunchers, for example, the production stopped for a week, right?
Yeah.
And all the people go off, or don't work for a week, but some people will stay, like the day workers will stay to clean. The one that want to stay and do some extra hours, stay even more, but basically it's 1 week where production stops, so we take advantage to move it to tables all into one end. You clean from top to bottom and outside in. That's what I learned from Skip. So
Cool. Another question. Have you smoked any of the Quinquagenario samples or blends?
very, very happily so, yes. And
Nice.
if you would ask me who's the person I always look up to in the industry and always want to listen to all the interviews of, and the person I'm most obsessed with in the industry is actually Ernesto Perez Carrillo. And it was really cool because at Oliva, we were doing some work together for certain things, so I got to meet him. And now with Skip, I got to meet him again. I actually got to go and pick him up at his hotel and bring him to the factory and just be there when him and Skip were talking shit, and it was cool. They would include me in the conversation, and really really a special person, I would say. And it's not with my my tobacco nerd glasses on I'm saying that. I'm just really a gentleman, somebody that's really brought a lot to the industry. So yeah, looking forward to that release, and the sample's looking good.
Dope. Yeah, man. Just do me a favor and learn as much as you can for me, so I can pick your brain. And that's the cool thing about hanging out with Skip, man, is you can learn a lot from him, and that's whenever he's in town, or I always try to pick his brain as much as I can without him getting annoyed. A lot of times it'd be like, all right, you got 2 more questions kind of thing. But just, yeah, man, I'm jealous. Learn as much as you can, man. And dude, I'm excited for you, man.
Well, I'm this way, like, I mean, there's no other place I would rather be, and I try to at least make sure that that I do everything I can. So Skip says, one day, holy shit, like, of course Alex could have been better, but he's probably the best person I could have asked for. You know what I'm saying? Because Skip's perfectionist, and that's what you learn from him, because he's a perfectionist. And obviously there's things I can do better. I really try to be the person that would work the longest and do the best. It's hard to work with him because it's very demanding, but it's so much better to work with him for that too. That's how you fucking learn. Yeah,
Nice.
He's a fucking professional. I'm gonna tell you that much, man. You know how to fucking square shit up, get everything tight ship, man. Just like in the Navy.
Dope. Dope.
Alex, thanks for being on. Tyler, you suck, per usual.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I don't know why you guys want to know about me, but I'll take it.
Because if we don't get a guest, thank you, Tyler, for getting a guest. Alex, he does all the asking. I just do the editing. But no, if we don't get a guest, we just talk to each other, and it's usually abusive, verbally.
Yeah, we need someone to come in and kind of like mediate us, you know. I just want to say, if you guys aren't watching Last of Us, watch it. It's a good show on HBO.
Dude,
you've been watching?
Dude, I can't watch it because I have to wait to be back home with my fiance and binge it all for my 1 week. But I've played Last of Us like, religiously. I am a fanatic of that video game, and when I saw the trailer, it looked so well made. And now just with all the reviews everybody's giving it, yeah, it must be fire.
Damn, I never played the game, but now I kind of want to play it. But
you got to play the game, the first and the second. I mean, the second's a little fucking horrific, but it's also good for that. I mean, yeah. But yo, one question for you guys. Do you guys know about betún? I always like to bring that shit up because nobody in the industry talks about this. Do you guys know about betún?
No.
Betún?
So, yeah, betún, like, I'm curious to see if you guys have noticed it on cigars. Like, when you pick up a cigar of a certain brand, and a certain smell to it, a certain taste to it, that's always the same. You guys ever noticed, like, oh yeah, like that brand always, and I don't want to talk about brands because that would be unethical. Like, oh, like whenever I pick up X and X brand, they always have that. All those cigars always have that smell, and they always kind of have that same flavor profile. You know, the blends are different, but they always have that element that ties them all together. Sometimes it's actually ingredients that they add to the water when they ferment or when they finish off the tobacco and stuff like that. And I find it very interesting. So
yeah,
I don't know
I've
if
heard
you guys
about
ever...
that. You know, I've heard certain factories use certain kind of things for that. But I mean, that's about it. I just hear like, yeah, that certain factories use it. Like I just heard like Pepin uses this or stuff like that. But I mean, it's
so it's like a secret sauce they put in the water.
Here.
Yeah, it's secret sauce, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't know the name for it. I should write that down so I know. But yeah, you. I mean,
the word itself means shoe polish, which I don't know why they call it shoe polish. It doesn't really have color.
So it's like you can give someone all the ingredients, all the tobacco, and they still couldn't make the cigar taste like you make it because it doesn't have that polish at the end.
Exactly.
Well, the better analogy would be like food. Obviously, I mean, if you want to do it,
I was going based off of the actual word, Tyler.
All right, I'm just saying, yeah. Just because you have the recipe doesn't mean you can do the same.
Yeah, I mean, you might know that this pasta sauce is tomatoes and meat and whatever, but it's like, man, why does this one always taste like that? And it's like, oh, bro, it's white pepper, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, that's the secret ingredient. So that's kind of the idea with betún. I like Skip absolutely hates it, rightfully so for him. None of it will ever touch the factory. But for my own cigars, I always used to play with that in Canada, and my customers like my cigars. So, I mean, I guess it worked. And for my own personal cigars I make here, I always play with that too, and I find it's like having more colors to paint with. It just gives more freedom artistically.
Interesting.
I was curious if you experienced that or whatever, because it's a subject I'm obsessed with. Skip's tired of hearing about it. Benoit's also here. Everybody's tired of hearing about it, but and nobody wants to talk about it.
I've heard about that a lot, but I just haven't smoked enough cigars to be able to pick out distinct notes for a factory or a company.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the most thing I hear is this like coffee? What are some other things people use?
Like from the most natural to the the most non-natural, and there's still a lot of it that's secretly. But like the original betún is just tobacco veins or tobacco, short filler, and you leave it in water, and you make a tea of the tobacco basically. So then you filter it out, and that's a liquid that they use for fermenting. So it's like a starter for fermentation, because if you let that water ferment with that tobacco, it creates the bacteria that kickstart fermentation. And also has the tobacco flavor and essences or whatever. It does help, but that's the completely natural one, the basic, original, classic one. But then there's like basic fermentation boosters or pH adjust, like wine and molasses. Those two are like classic. They hide very well in the tobacco. The tannins in the wine make it less bitter. The sugar in the wine keeps the fermentation up, and just the pH is it makes the tobacco a bit more acidic, so it gives it a bit a cleaner finish. And for molasses, it's the sugar, and that's affecting the pH and kicking the fermentation too. So, and a bit of aroma that's left. And then you can go deeper and deeper. I mean, there's flavorants, there's coffee, there's cinnamon, there's you name it, man. Yeah.
It's not exactly the same, but it kind of makes you think of, I think it's mainly Jamaican rum that uses the dunder. So like the leftover sludge from the process, they throw that back in when they make a new batch.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I'm not super
that
knowledgeable
keeps
about rum.
That's like the mother going back in and the mother going back in, right? Like for vinegar and shit like that.
Yeah.
I got to go read about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll do my duties and drink more rum during March. Got a month away till Pirate Month.
Well, if you come to Nicaragua, there's the best rum in the world. So just saying.
One day.
Baby. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. And go Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You suck.
I can't add to that conversation because I don't know anything about sports. So
it's all right. I'm undecided.
Whatever Tyler says, I support that. You know what? Okay, whatever Tyler says, go. Whatever Tyler says.
That's why I love Alex.
Well, now I feel like rooting against you.
Take notes.
All right, rock and roll, guys. Keep those cigars.
Hey, man, have a good
ice. Later. Yeah.